Chelsea to face holders PSG in Champions League last 16. Chelsea will play holders Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League last 16, while Manchester City will face Real Madrid in the knockout stages for a fifth straight season. Although 6 Premier League clubs have qualified for the last 16, there will be no all-English ties, with leaders Arsenal to face Bayer Leverkusen. Newcastle United will meet Barcelona. Liverpool take on Galatasaray, and Tottenham have been drawn against Atletico Madrid. The first legs will be played on the 10th and the 11th of March, with the second legs to take place on the 17th and the 18th of March. Newcastle are at home for their first leg with Barca, while their Premier League rivals are all at home for their second leg, having qualified for the last 16 automatically. Chelsea's tie with PSG is a rematch of last year's FIFA Club World Cup final, when the Blues beat the European champions 3-0 in New Jersey. "It'll be tough, but it holds no fear for us," said Chelsea's director of football David Barnard. "It's too soon to speak about the final. We should think game by game. Now we have a strong opener to face." Man City, Newcastle, and Liverpool all met their opponents during the league phase of this season's competition, with City's win in Madrid in December their 9th meeting with Real since April 2022. City's director of football Hugo Vianney said, "It's a big game for both teams. It's like a final. We are happy to go there again." Liverpool ambassador Ian Rush added, "I think our advantage is that the second leg is at home. I think the atmosphere at Anfield is second to none, and, hopefully, that will come into it." The route to the final is already known, and if Newcastle and Tottenham both progress, they will meet in the quarter-finals, as will Chelsea and Liverpool in the other half of the draw. The final will be played at the Puskás Arena in Budapest, Hungary on Saturday, 30 May. When the lights blaze and the anthem echoes around Stamford Bridge, there are nights that feel bigger than football. This is one of them. Chelsea are set to face the reigning champions, Paris Saint-Germain, in the UEFA Champions League round of 16, a clash dripping with history, ambition, and the hunger to reclaim European glory. For Chelsea, the Champions League is not just a competition, it is woven into the fabric of the club. From the miracle in Munich in 2012 to the tactical masterclass in Porto in 2021, European nights have shaped the identity of the West London side. Now, standing in their path are the holders, a PSG team brimming with confidence, talent, and the aura of champions. PSG arrive not just as a French powerhouse, but as a statement. Years of investment, heartbreak, and rebuilding have finally culminated in continental supremacy. The Parisians no longer carry the tag of underachievers. They wear the crown. And with that crown comes expectation. The burden of proving their triumph was no fleeting moment. Chelsea, meanwhile, step into this tie with a different narrative. Young energy pulses through the squad. Emerging stars mix with battle-tested leaders who understand what it takes to survive knockout football. There is something dangerous about a team with a point to prove. They are unpredictable, fearless, driven. At the heart of this contest lies a fascinating tactical duel. PSG's fluid attacking movement against Chelsea's structured defensive transitions. The French champions thrive on quick interchanges, technical brilliance, and relentless pressing high up the pitch. Chelsea, on the other hand, have built their recent resurgence on disciplined shape, rapid counterattacks, and midfield intensity. The midfield battle may well define the tie. Control the tempo, and you control the narrative. Allow PSG space between the lines, and they can dismantle even the most organized defense. But give Chelsea room to break, and their pace on the wings can turn defense into devastation within seconds. Yet beyond tactics lies psychology, the invisible battlefield. PSG must guard against complacency. Champions sometimes falter not through weakness, but through assumption. Chelsea, conversely, carry the underdog's freedom. There is power in being doubted. Power in silence before the storm. Stamford Bridge will believe. It always does on European nights. The roar from the Matthew Harding end, the tension in the air, the collective intake of breath before a decisive penalty or a last-ditch tackle, these are moments that define legacies. Football is rarely about logic in these arenas. It is about courage. And what of Paris? The return leg at the Parc des Princes promises its own spectacle. A cauldron of red and blue, flares lighting up the night sky, chants reverberating through the stands. If Chelsea seek progression, they must withstand not only the champions, but the atmosphere of a city desperate to defend its throne. This tie feels symbolic. It is youth versus establishment. Rebuilding ambition versus fulfilled destiny. It is a reminder that football is cyclical. Today's challenger can become tomorrow's champion. For Chelsea, victory would signal a rebirth on the grandest stage. It would send a message across Europe that the Blues are not merely participants, but contenders once more. For PSG, triumph would reinforce dominance, proving that their reign is not fragile but formidable. The Champions League round of 16 is often described as the gateway to greatness. Win here and belief grows. Fall here and questions linger all summer. Margins will be thin. One mistake. One moment of brilliance. One heroic save. As kickoff approaches, narratives collide and history waits to be written. Will the holders assert their authority? Or will Chelsea script another unforgettable European chapter? Under the floodlights, reputations mean nothing. Only performance matters. And when the final whistle blows across 2 legs of relentless football, one truth will remain.